Sul, vi now Frederice Basim. So when last we left off, I began exploring a part of the game that I've never really delved into before, and that is the world of Magic Town. Dave went there and I figured out a few things about how things work down there. Namely, that most of the really magical ingredients you need either magic coins to go and buy, or to barter with various vendors for them. We do have one slightly magical ingredient in the form of a 4-leaf clover, but that 4-leaf clover is only used in one spell, and ideally I'd like to go and get some pixie dust, and I've no idea how many magic coins you need to buy that. Hopefully it's not going to be that many, because otherwise we're going to be making a lot of beeswax, which we can trade in for one magic coin, or magic coin as they're actually called. Hopefully it's not like, you need 500 magic coins, it's more likely to be something like 10 or 15, or maybe 20. Beyond 20, there's got to be a more effective way of earning magic coins, otherwise it's going to be a slow slog to getting to better spells. But maybe it's a really good spell, to make up for the fact that we're doing all of that work to get magic coins. It's all unknown territory for me, so I'm not going to be that great at figuring out the optimal ways of doing things. Then again, I'm never good at figuring out the optimal ways of doing anything in this game, so we're just going to move on and focus on Samuel instead. And it's currently 12:42 for him, and he needs to do a number of things today. He's not going to work. At the moment, he's working on his creativity. And for some reason, there we go, the creativity bar there wasn't present, but now it has appeared. What we want him to do is we want him to have a nap eventually, and then later we're going to be inviting Dave over, because we're no longer Dave's family friend. We need to change that. And there is only one way to change that, and that is to go and say hello to him. Or rather for him to come to us, and we're going to say hello to him that way. There is no way in this game for you to go over to somebody else's lot unless you take over the people in that lot, and then ring the sim that you want to go over. We really need to make more family friends, because eventually we're going to lose Cameron and Hector Towney as family friends, and to be honest, we don't really want to keep them as family friends. Look at how amazing that mood is. You could do anything, Samuel. Anything you wish to do. We'll be doing those sorts of things later. We may even work on things like mechanical, or more cooking. You are pretty good at cooking after all. I think your fun is pretty much as high as it will go. Marvellous. We could have you actually have a small nap. It's really beneficial for you to do so. We could have you nap on the sofa here, but really, the bed is there, we should have you use the bed. The phone is going. We actually should probably answer that. We should definitely answer that. Quick, go and get that phone. It's likely to be... Actually, it's not likely to be that. It could be anything. It could be a large pile of money. I hope it is. What is it? The game design that you submitted was purchased outright by the publisher. You receive 500 simoleons. Marvellous. Nice to know that you're focusing on what you used to do earlier in your career, just as a side project. It's like, we are a software CEO, but I have that awesome idea for a game. I'll just sell it for 500. But we could just, work at it ourselves and then have loads of money that way. No, I'm selling it for 500. Okay, admittedly the other 20,000 simoleons will go to the company, but I get 500 simoleons commission as per my contract. And so, Samuel decides to have a small nap. It's not going to be a very big nap. Just a couple of hours, that will do just fine. You're getting up now. You're going to change into your clothes, and then you're going to call Dave over, so that he will come round. We'll also prepare some food for him as well, so that he has something to eat. And then we can go talk about parties, and he'll be our family friend in no time. In no time at all. We really need to get a new one of them. But we don't have the money to go... Actually, we do have the money. Who am I kidding? We have loads of money. But we need to save that money for important reasons. Alright, Dave. Would you like to come over and say hi? I think you would. We also have bills that we'll pay later. We don't have to pay them right now, after all. We're going to go down and wait for you, because of course he wants to come over and say hello. He'll pretty much be here in a few minutes, because we were fortunate enough to ring him just before it turns 6 o'clock. Are you here yet, Dave? The answer is, you are right there. Marvellous. We're going to wait here for you. We'll pay those bills later. We'll say hello, and then we'll start preparing food for him so that they can both have a bite to eat. His hunger, after all, is a little bit low. Alright, time for you to say hello by shaking his hand. How are you today? Have you seen how awesome my house is? It is pretty awesome. What were you doing in Magic Town, by the way, Samuel? Magic Town? I've no idea what you're talking about. But I saw you there. Well, I definitely wasn't there. So you're just going to have to forget that you ever saw me there. So you're admitting you were there? Nope, never there. And so Samuel goes to prepare some food. He doesn't really want to hear any gossip right now. There we go, we'll just, and because Dave was in the way of the food processor, we couldn't do anything with that. There is a lot of gossip, apparently, to talk about. We're not going to listen to any of that, though. I think he's going to go and grab some food. There we go. Food has been grabbed. We're going to change the topic to parties, of course, because parties are the best conversation topic for them to discuss. We're going to gain some pluses to the relationship here. We don't need to work on it that much, I don't think. Or maybe... Oh, wait, they are going to talk about stuff. Imagine Dave just being like, this house is so ritzy and... so ritzy! I can't think of any words to describe it otherwise. It's just so... ritzy! Is that the only word you could use, Dave? It is the only word I could use here. There are quite a few pluses going on here. Marvellous. This is a massive table, though. You can't even reach the other end. And we have a new family friend. It really didn't take that much. I didn't think it would. Alright, we'll just fast forward this a bit. Also, this is really going to help Dave's hunger. It's pretty much going to be filled up. There we go. He's going to go and do that, and you're going to go and take care of these. It's a little bit awkward to do that because of the fact that you have to sit back down to go and grab that. But hey, you dealt with it anyway, and you might as well also clean that up as well, because we're not going to be having any more food. A conversation would be nice. Where are you going? I have no idea what you're up to, but we're going to have a conversation with you. I don't think room is as good in here. Actually, it's not that much worse. One conversation. This should help with, I think it'll probably get this up to 60, especially considering the fact that they're talking about parties. They love talking about parties, do Dave and Samuel. Alright, that'll pretty much get it to about 70 or so. What else can we do? Not a whole lot, actually. I think another conversation wouldn't go amiss. We could talk about cats, but I think he's more of a dog person, really. They could talk about that as well, which isn't too terrible. And your energy is still pretty impressive, but we don't want you to stay up too late, mainly because if you stay up too late, it may cause problems with going to work tomorrow. I think maybe one more conversation, just a quick talk. Let's talk about more things, eh, Dave? Surrounded by my cats, and then you'll be going home. 3 conversations seems to be a good amount of conversation, and that has most certainly helped with increasing this friendship and making it a very strong one indeed. I mean, we're going to be looking at like maybe 85, 86, 87 at the end of all of this, and that's really good. Though that's 86 already, it may even be better than that. The answer is, it's going to end at 88, which is really good. I thought it was going to be 87 there, but 88 is fine. You're going to use the toilet here, and then I think it's actually a good idea for you to go to bed. Why not, eh? You just go to sleep and you actually didn't make the bed, which is uncharacteristic of you, because you are a very neat person. Up you go! And Melisande and Danielle are absolutely fine. Melisande seems to be following Samuel, but he's going to be going to bed. And he's probably going to be getting up in a couple of hours, which isn't so terrible. There we go. Time for you to get up, because you have to go to work quite soon at 9 o'clock. 4 hours should be more than enough time, however. Time for you to go and have breakfast and do this, do that, and then you can go and play on the piano. Hopefully this won't take too long, and it really shouldn't. There we go, it's 6 o'clock now. That takes a while to eat, mainly because of the fact that it's so filling. You'll just do that, and then you'll do this, and we won't actually have that long to play the piano at all, but hopefully we will have enough time. There we go. I think your mood is absolutely fantastic. It's time for you to go to work. In fact, that's a brilliant mood. And if we go outside, room only goes down minorly, which means that we have 5 in the green here. If only we had 8 family friends, 1 more point of creativity, 1 of logic, 2 of charisma, and 1 of mechanical, eh? I don't think that's ever going to happen, but if only we had that. Then again, I do like the random event that happens at this job level. It doesn't happen very often, though, so we can't rely on that being a regular occurrence. Is Melisande coming over to say hi? I think she is. Hello, Melisande. How are you? To be honest, you could really do with some social interaction, so we'll just do that now. We'll pet there, and again, and again, and then a hug. Marvellous, that will definitely help with your social. It will take a while as well, but it's always worth it. And one more interaction, this time in the middle of the road. You know there's a pavement right there. You could have had this interaction on the pavement, where it's far, far safer. And now it's time for you to go and see how expensive those bills are. My wager is they're pretty expensive. Let's see, I'm thinking 1,000 maybe? Just put them down on the ground and we'll see. The answer is just shy of 1,000, 932, which means that we're spending just under a day's wages every 3 days on our bills, which is actually fine. That will only go lower as time goes on. What else can we do with this day? There is a little bit of time where we could do something. We could work on our cooking, maybe, or our mechanical. There is something that we could do, certainly. We could also go tomorrow and get Yvette to come round so that we can become her family friend as well. We might as well get to know both of them and make sure that we maintain that relationship. We could certainly do so. I mean, we'd probably have to spend a day not going to work, or we could do that immediately after work tomorrow. How far can he get with studying his cooking? With that amount of energy? Probably not far. But we'll certainly try our best. A little bit more, and I think it's time for you to stop. Even though you could go for quite a while longer, it is now nearly 11:30, and you need to get up tomorrow to go to work. And the sooner you go to bed, the sooner that energy stat will rocket back up, which means that you can then go to work in a brilliant mood once more. Then again, we are getting up nearly an hour and a half later, which means that we won't have much time to do things. I think it's time for you to have breakfast and do this and that, but you may not even need to play the piano because your fun is still quite high. We'll actually have you stop eating now. There we go. If you stop eating early, you can just leave the plate there, and his hunger really didn't need to be absolutely maximum. We'll have you play the piano. There we go. And then you should have fun pretty much excellent at maximum. Just what we want. You'll just go to work now, earn even more money, basically to pay for all of the bills and all the food that we could possibly have them need. Also, we need to fill those up definitely. Do you know what? That's actually more important than going to work. We need to fill up these bowls. I forgot that these bowls needed to be full. I'm sorry, work, we have more pressing things to do, like making sure that Melisande and Danielle are okay. We're going to miss work, but that's absolutely fine. We have other things that we can go and do. Taking care of the cats is far more important. What can we go and do now? We have anything that we can possibly do. We could interact with Danielle. Why not? We haven't interacted with Danielle for quite a while. We definitely didn't want that hunger to go down any lower than it already is. Really should have paid more attention to that. And we have paid for that by losing a day's wages. But let's be honest, Samuel really doesn't need that day's wages. Excellent. Has that improved the relationship? It never seems to improve the relationship. You're going to eat, which isn't surprising. We're going to have you read some more cooking books so that your cooking gets even better. I mean, we could be working on your mechanical right now, but that is definitely work. We're going to ignore that. Considering that we went to work yesterday, we don't need to worry about losing our job. We could have you have a nap or just generally rest a bit so that we can spend some time getting to know Yvette better. That's a good use of our day, most certainly. We'll make sure energy is at near maximum. and then we'll go and prepare some food once Yvette is around. We'll just call Yvette and see if she wants to come over. I'm sure she will, considering the fact that the relationship between them is at 36 still. That's a really good number. Very likely that she's going to agree to come over. There we go. Just ignore the fact that you missed work. That is something that does happen. Alright, you'll just have a conversation on the phone and say, hey, why don't you come over and say hi? I spoke to your husband recently, my brother, so, why don't we catch up as well? The answer is that, of course, she'd like to come over. Marvellous. We'll also prepare some food here very quickly, and we will greet her by shaking her hand, and then we'll grab that food. And then we can have a conversation. Ignore the fact that he is in his pajamas and currently walking around in the grass in his bare feet. We're going to go and eat that food. Are you going to grab that plate of food? No, you're going to get a fresh plate of food. That does make sense, and you're not going to sit down in any of the chairs. That is curious. Why are you deciding to eat like that? I have no idea, and they're not talking whatsoever while they do so, which is a little bit awkward. But if that's how they want to eat, that's how they're going to eat. She's also going to get rid of get rid of that plate, and also the fact that she's humming means that her mood is fantastic. We can talk about interests here, and then compliment her. Talk about interests, and then compliment her, because the relationship is actually low enough that compliment is an option. Hopefully that's going to work and not backfire in Samuel's face. It may backfire horribly. We lost that first... nope, that did not work because she's not in a good enough mood. That was a silly thing to do. We're going to focus instead on talking to her, because why not? That is a much more reliable way of improving this. And it is at 29, which is actually worse than it was before. That is not good. We'll have another conversation there, and we'll see how far this goes. It might not be sufficient. Well, there we go, one family friend. After that minor hiccup of the fact that that compliment didn't work, Samuel never was very good at interacting with people after all. We'll get rid of this plate. Why not, eh? You certainly need to go and use this as well. Mainly because of the fact that your bladder is really, really low. We're going to have to wait for her to leave, though. Get out! I want to use the toilet! And so she leaves. We won't be that long. There we go. What else could we do? What are you going to go and do? You're going to go and interact with Melisande, I think. We'll let you do that, because, oh wait, maybe Melisande is a little bit busy. I don't think you're going to get a chance to interact with Melisande, but you could certainly try. It is nearly 10 o'clock, and energy is really high for Samuel. Ah, there we go, one interaction. We'll actually have you interact with Danielle. There we go. Both of them like cats, which is always good. And then we have a talk about cats option. Let's hope that this doesn't fail. It may fail. Do you like cats? The answer is, for some reason, that failed. I've no idea why that failed. It's like, actually, no, I don't like cats. I just interacted with a cat, and then I decided I don't like them. We need to work a little bit more on making, the family friendship happen again, because we lost that from that interaction. We really don't have that much more we can talk about. We probably have to work on this another day, just to make sure that we don't make the same mistake we did before. But I think having this at around about 60 or 70 will be fine. Maybe one more quick conversation. And no, we've pretty much reached the limit of that. We could have made this a little bit better by having some fun activities happen. But right now, we are looking at the time and seeing that it's around about midnight, and considering that we do need to go and get some sleep. And now we shall go and rest, and then tomorrow, we definitely need to go to work, because if we don't go to work, we will lose this fantastic job that we have. But hey, at least this time around, we won't forget to fill these bowls up. It's actually kind of a good thing that we did forget to fill them up, because that meant that we could work on this family friendship. We're definitely going to have to work on that some more, but we could maintain that by having a phone call every now and again. Something bad is happening. Oh wait, nothing bad is happening. Let us carry on as if nothing ever happened. And when we come back, folks, Samuel is going to work on making sure his family friendships are just as strong as they were before. And then, who knows what he'll do? He'll work on his cooking, he may even go on another holiday, or he may expand his home a little bit more, most likely by doing something like building a swimming pool or a bigger garden. But that is for next time, and I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Dag dag.